Good morning and welcome to Infocom 2017. We're here once again on the NEC Display Solutions broadcast set. You can find us on stand 1600. We've got a true industry veteran with us today. Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
This is Craig Park, who's a principal at Sextant Group. Now, Sextant Group have been around for about 20 years.
Correct.
But you've been in our industry. You don't look it, by the way.
Thank you. I
so
appreciate that.
Since 1971.
I interned for an audiovisual technology consultant when I was a junior in
Wow.
college.
1971.
And then went to work for them the next year
Right.
After graduating, because I graduated as an architect, but I thought what they did was so interesting, and all their clients were the architects I wanted to work for.
So you must have been coming to Infocom longer than probably anybody else in the history of the world.
You know, for a long time. My first Infocom show was actually the National Audiovisual Association, which was the before ICIA, before Infocom, and was 1985.
1985.
Yeah.
And what have you seen change in those years?
Boy, you know, we have definitely gone from analog to digital. We have gone from optical to digital, film. You don't see any film-based media here anymore. And we have gone to, you know, I think collaboration, how we work in all instances, is the focus of almost every manufacturer, regardless of whether they're a visual display or an audio system or a control system. They're all talking about how we work together better, and they're providing solutions for that.
In the early days, did it used to flip from Florida to Las Vegas, or was it always in one, or was it somewhere else?
It was Chicago.
Chicago?
It was LA, Anaheim. So it moved around, but it got so big. I was on the board of Infocom from 93 to 2000, and it just got so large that only Orlando and Vegas could
had enough hotel rooms.
Right, and floor space.
Yeah.
We've gotten, you know, I don't know what the number is now, but thousands of exhibitors.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is, isn't it? You must have seen a great change. It'd be lovely to record that somehow.
Oh yeah, it would have. I wish I had been
posterity.
taking pictures at the time.
A picture of every single one that's ever been done.
Yeah, or B, that would have been done.
Yeah.
You see when I had actually didn't have gray hair.
All right.
So.
At least you got hair, unlike some people on the show.
That's true.
Now, the Sextant Group are well known in the consultancy space, one of the better consultancies out there, but you have a specific focus. Tell us what the focus of the Sextant Group is.
We are a multi-discipline, so we're audiovisual, IT, security, lighting, and acoustics. And our vertical markets primarily are higher education, corporate, and healthcare. And we offer some unique services that many consultants don't do, and that we have collegiate faculty on our staff who help faculty use technology better. We have medical equipment planning.
So higher education, that's a big market.
Oh yeah, sure.
Is it in North America?
Very.
They have the budgets?
They have the budgets. Both public and private institutions are addressing a generation of students who grew up with technology. We call the digital natives, the kids born after the year 2000. So
what does that mean? Do they all, do education students all get iPads or notebooks?
They're coming with bring your own device, BYOD. So now how do we address that when they're bringing tools to the room, the classroom, that they never had before? They could be looking up Google, the answer to the test, so how do we train them or teach them differently? And so we've seen pedagogy evolve that is much more technology intense in how it's used. And again, it goes back to collaboration solutions.
There must be some overlap between what you see in higher education and what you see in corporate. Is one leading the other, or are they just learning from each other as they go along?
I think what we're seeing now is corporate is adapting to a new generation of workers coming into the workplace who have grown up, again, as digital natives with an expectation for technology as a tool. So they are reacting in the same way that higher ed did maybe 5-6 years ago to adapt their workplace to be much more collaborative. It's less about the individual doing a job.
So higher education's ahead of the curve in that space?
I believe so, yes.
Wow. Well, that sort of makes sense if they're training the digital natives who are going to end up in the workplace.
Now there's other applications. You see corporate, particularly in the high tech area, Silicon Valley, leading the charge in how we sell using technology. So adapting tools to make the sales process easier. So different aspects. And now with the growing aging workforce, the healthcare is starting to adapt to that too. You know, how do they provide technology-enabled information that I can get more easily as a patient. So.
And one of the focuses of the NEC stand here today, and has been actually at ISC as well, is collaboration.
Yes.
So I think to us, we do this show for NEC in Amsterdam as well at ISC.
Right.
And when we did the show earlier in the end, February, huddle rooms. I had to go and research what a huddle room was. It was a term that I hadn't heard. These things seem to have sprung up on us very quickly.
Right, well then I would say, well, we've been doing them for 10 years, but we were probably at the forefront of the beginning of that when it was, I brought in a device, I plugged it in, there was a screen on the wall, and there were 5 of us sitting around the table. Now we walk in and we all connect wirelessly to that device, that screen, and the screen, and NEC is a great example, has a computer built into it. So they're one of the nice products that actually offer that as a feature. So now we can connect, and then that room extends out to other huddle rooms, and we can talk to our other compatriots in other locations, in other schools. So,
is there what sort of generic trends have you seen around Infocom this year?
I've seen a growth in IP distribution of AV. So there's several products on the floor now that are, where the last year or 2 years has really been one, and the advances of LED screens, like the one behind us, finer and finer dot pitch.
That's phenomenal, isn't it?
It's
the way
amazing.
That's really moved forward.
I, without disrespect to my friends in the screen business, the old projection screen business, I'd be worried that LEDs will get to the point where they become the screen of choice in almost any venue. So.
Okay, good. Well, Craig, thanks very much for coming on our show.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.